Today we're going to look at using a bar model to understand mean or average of a number set. And the standard for math practice that we're going to use today is number 5, use appropriate tools strategically. And so a bar model is just a tool in the hands of a mathematician that they can use to help them understand and solve a mathematical concept, such as mean or average. And it's important for us to understand that when we're using a bar model, the purpose is to understand how the numbers relate to each other. And before we get started with that process, we're going to make sure everybody's on the same page and we understand what mean or what average means. And so the mean is taking all of the results from a data set and determining what it would be like if every result was equal, while keeping the total unchanged. Let me give you an example. In this example, Bill comes from a family of 3, Jack comes from a family of 4, and Sally from a family of 5. What is the mean or average number in each family? So here's a visual representation of what each family might look like. There's Bill's family, 1, 2, 3. Jack's family, 1, 2, 3, 4. And Sally's family, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if we're going to look for the mean or the average, what we need to do is we need to be able to take each of those sets, the data set of 3 and 4 and 5, and distribute those data sets so that there would be an equal number in each set. Okay, and if you look at those sets now, hopefully you can see what we've done is we've taken one of the family members from Sally and moved it over into the family of Bill. So now there is an equal number in each data set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So the average or the mean for this particular data set would be 4. So if we're going to look at this with a bar model, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a bar that represents the total. In this case, it's going to represent the total of the data set. So we're going to take 100% of that data set, okay, and place that number in the bar. In this case, there's 3 people in Bill's family, 4 people in Jack's family, 5 people in Sally's family, for a total of 12 people that make up the entire data set. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to determine how many pieces, how many parts are in that data set. Well, there's 3 parts, 1, 2, 3, because there's Bill's family, there's Jack's family, and there's Sally's family. And each of those people represent one part of the data set. So we've got 12 people, we've got 3 parts to the data set, and if we're going to take those and put them into equal groups, equal parts, if each one were the same, then Bill would have had a family of 4, Jack would have had a family of 4, and Sally would have had a family of 4. So let's take a look at another quick example. Just going to give you a number set this time. Find the average of the set of numbers below. 7, 3, 9, 4, and 7. Okay, and the first part to that is we're going to draw that bar that's going to represent the total. That's right here. Okay, and our total is made up of 7, 3, 9, 4, and 7, and we add all those together and we get a total of 30. The next step in the process would be to determine how many pieces are in our number set. Not a total, but how many parts. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we want to know is, what would those groups be if each one was equal? So all we do is we take our total value here, our 30, that we came up with by adding the numbers together, and divide it into the number of groups that we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll notice this has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, and those groups all have to be equal in order for us to be able to come up with our answer. And if we take 30 and divide it into 5 equal groups, then each group would be the equivalent of 6. And so now we can see there's a 2-step process for finding the mean or the average of a data set. And you don't always have to draw the bar in order to be able to do this, but we do this to help us to understand how the concept works and to make that concrete connection to the process and the visual understanding of that process. So here we have a number set again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces to this particular number set. And if we were doing this with a bar model process, step 1, we would find the total of the data set. In this case, 5.5 plus 3.2 plus 6.4 plus 6.4 plus 4.7 plus 5.6 gives us a total of 31.8. So the first step in the process is simply adding the data set numbers together. The second step in the process is divide by the number of values that we have in the data set. And we've already counted those out and found out that there were 6 values in the data set. So if every one of those values were equal, we would just take that total that we came up with, divide it into 6 equal groups, and when we divide 31.8 by 6, we get a final answer of 5.3. So there you have it, using a bar model to help you understand and to solve mean or average problems.